the lecture has started.
Hello? Yeah, where are you? I ordered pizza like an hour ago. Oh, no, you did not have to go there. You took the wrong turn. No worries, no worries. I'll send you my live location. Okay, cool. Thank you. Thank God for coordinate geometry, guys. Otherwise, I would have never gotten my pizza. Yes, you heard that right. Coordinate geometry. The reason because of which apps like Maps and all the cab hailing services work. The reason because of which you never get lost and you are able to share your live and current location. So yes, while you're doing the one-shot session of the chapter Coordinate Geometry today, remember that the small Q2 chapter holds the key of so many real-world problems. So yes, hello everyone, my name is Ankita Singh and welcome to this one-shot session. Remember to get your notes and all the practice questions by clicking on the link in the description box below, which will take you to PW's app, and there you have to enroll yourself in PW's free batch. And yes guys, PW's is the place where every dream gets a teacher. So from small classrooms to big results, PW is there for you. So yes, welcome to PW's guys, and let's get started. Okay, so let's know the weightage of this chapter, guys. So coordinate geometry carries 6 marks, guys, and this 6 marks is the easiest marks you can score in class 10th maths because this chapter is really small. You just have these 3 formulas that you have to mug up. You have distance formula, you have section formula, and you have midpoint formula. That's it, guys. Okay. So yes, in today's lecture, our aim is to complete the entire chapter and to do all different varieties of questions so that you are well prepared with this chapter. Okay, so that you can be like, कुछ आता है नहीं आता है, but I know coordinate geometry. I can do every question of coordinate geometry, right? So let's promise ourselves that and let's start the session with that. ठीक है जी. So first of all, guys, what we'll do is we'll focus on some basic concepts of coordinate geometry because believe me, guys, you have studied coordinate geometry in 9th grade and a lot of you people have forgotten whatever you have studied and you think that's okay. ठीक है, 10th में काम नहीं आएगा, but that's not true, guys. Everything that you have learned in 9th grade will be used in 10th grade's coordinate geometry as well. So we are going to quickly revise all the concepts and then we'll start. Okay? So first of all, what is coordinate geometry, guys? So see, pehle there was only geometry and there was algebra and they were 2 separate fields. Okay? Geometry and algebra. These were 2 separate fields. Got it? There was no link between them, but then came Rene Descartes and he was like, why can't we connect geometry with algebra? Can I not have equations that describe shapes and curves? And from this thinking came the idea of coordinate geometry, which is a branch of mathematics that joins algebra with geometry. Right? So using coordinate geometry, guys, you can describe different things about a shape using algebraic equations. How cool is that? You know the equation of circles, you know the equations of parabolas, you know the equations of lines, all because of coordinate geometry, right? So it's a very important part of mathematics and believe me, this chapter lays the foundation for a lot of things you'll be learning in 11th and 12th grade mathematics. So pay attention. ठीक है जी. So who was René Descartes? Bhai, René Descartes was a French philosopher and a mathematician. He lived in 17th century, guys, and he basically is the father of coordinate geometry. Okay. So what did he do? So basically he had this very simple idea कि how can we locate a point, like specifically locate a point, like address of a point. How can I figure out the address of any point lying in a plane? So for that he had this brilliant idea कि let me divide the entire plane by using 2 perpendicular lines like these. Okay, so you must have seen lines like these, in graph. You know that this is x-axis, this is y-axis. But guys, it's not necessary that the lines always have to cut like this. They can be slanted in any direction. For example, here, this. So basically, a plane can be divided into 4 parts using 2 perpendicular lines, right? And using that concept, any point's location can be marked. Specific location can be marked. Now, this simple idea gave a way to a lot of amazing concepts. For example, as I said, the equation of line, the equation of circles, and different kinds of curves. Okay, so yes, now let's talk about Cartesian system. What is a Cartesian system, guys? So as we were discussing that, to locate any point, we will divide the plane by using two perpendicular lines, right? So these perpendicular lines and this entire thing, basically, it forms a Cartesian system. It forms what? A Cartesian system, right? So a Cartesian system is a system created by Descartes of two perpendicular axes, where this is your x-axis, guys, which is this is your x-axis, sorry, and here this is your y-axis. Okay, now what is it used for? It is used for locating any point. Okay, chal. Now let's talk about abscissa and ordinate, and let's talk about locating a point on Cartesian plane. Okay, so let's suppose wait yeah, let's do this again. Let's suppose this is my y-axis, guys, this is my x-axis. Okay, please pay attention. Even if you know this, no worries, we'll just revise. Okay, so this here, wherever your perpendicular lines meet, wherever your x-axis and y-axis meet, that point is known as origin. It is known as what? Origin. Okay, origin here. Now, on the right hand side of origin, we will write positive numbers, right? And so on and so forth. This will go on. On the left hand side, we write negative numbers. -1, -2, -3, -4, and so on. Okay? Above this line here, we write again positive numbers, right? So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 here. And here again, we'll write negative numbers. -1, -2, -3, -4, -5. Now, if you have a graph paper, guys, then you would see, what you would have done was, the entire graph paper is divided into square grids, right? So there, marking these numbers would have been easier. Okay? But abhi ke liye, let's just see here. Now, people, we say that these all points are the x coordinates, right? And x coordinates are also known as abscissa. Okay, abscissa. Abscissa is x coordinate. Remember, guys, x coordinate, right? And then we have all the points lying on y-axis here. These are your y coordinates, or also known as ordinate. Okay. Now, let's plot a point, or let's just, take a point and see its coordinates. For example, I have a point here, guys. This is my point. Okay, this is my point. Let's suppose this is my point P. Now, guys, what is the x coordinate of this point? So, let's see. The x coordinate of this point is what? It is 3. Right? So how did you figure this out? To figure this out, you drew a perpendicular line on x-axis, right? And saw that this perpendicular line, where is it intersecting the x-axis? At 3, right? So for this P, 3 here is what? It is abscissa, right? ठीक है? अच्छा, अब notice one more thing, guys. The x coordinate is 3, right? But what is this 3? This 3 here, is it not the distance of P from what? From x-axis? Yes or no? See, sorry, y-axis. See, again, let's see. This 3 here, this is 3, everyone. This is 3. So is this. Sorry, why did I say? My fault, guys. I'll write this again. Ha, okay. Acha. Now, what is this 3? Let's again ask ourselves. So notice here that this thing here is 3, right? This thing here is 3, everyone. So you could say that this thing here would also be 3. If I draw this line parallel to this, this will also be 3. So can you not say that the x coordinate here is what? It is the distance of P from y-axis, right? This is where a lot of people get confused. See, the x coordinate is simply the distance of point P from y-axis. Okay? So that's why they have written it here. Abscissa is basically the perpendicular distance of the given point from y-axis. Okay? Okay? Chalo. Now, let's see the y coordinate, everyone. So, for y coordinate, let's just see here, where is the perpendicular line from point P intersecting the y-axis, right? If you are drawing a perpendicular line from point P, where is it intersecting the y-axis? At point 2, right? So you will say that 2 here is the y-coordinate of the given point, या फिर 2 is the ordinate of the given point. ठीक है? So always remember, you write x coordinate first and y coordinates afterward. Okay. Now again, let's see a very good thing about 2. So what is this 2 here, everyone? Notice that this thing here is 2. Yes, this thing here is 2. You can see by marking that this is 2. So that means from here to here, the distance is 2. So you can say from here to here, the distance is 2. Yes or no, everyone? Yes. So from here, can you not say that the y coordinate of point P is nothing but the distance of P from the x-axis, right? I'll write it here. Distance of P from x-axis, from x-axis, right? While this 3 here was what? This 3 here was distance of P from x-axis. From x-axis. From y-axis, sorry. Why am I saying wrong? Okay. So all you need to do is simply mug this up, guys, that abscissa is the x-coordinate and it is the distance of the point from y-axis. Y-coordinate is also known as ordinate and it is the distance of the point from x-axis. Okay, perpendicular distance. That's it. Simple. I don't think it was something that was very hard. Okay, but this point here is important. Okay, please remember it. Okay, chalo. So we have covered this. Now let's talk about the points that are lying on x-axis and y-axis. Okay, so on x-axis, if I have a point, everyone, then we will have the x coordinate. Obviously we'll have the x coordinate, right? This here is x, so x coordinate is there. But what would be the y coordinate? Nothing, right? There is no y coordinate because here you can clearly see that this here, the distance of this point, the distance, see what is y coordinate? Y coordinate is the distance of point from x-axis. This point is lying on x-axis. Its distance from x-axis is 0, so y coordinate is 0. Similarly, any point lying on y-axis, for that x coordinate would be 0. X coordinate would be what? It would be 0. Okay, simple hai. Okay, now for the origin, everyone, x and y, both of the coordinates are 0, 0. X and y, both of them are 0. So for origin, what is the coordinate? 0, 0. Okay, understood? Now these coordinates, they are what, guys? They are, again, I repeat, position of a point, or you could say address of a point. Okay, chalo. Now let's move on, people, and let's discuss this very simple question that came in 2025. So if you think that from this chapter, the only thing you need to do is mug up distance formula and mug up section formula and ho gaya, then nahi. Nahi. You should know the basics that we just studied. It's important. Okay? For questions like these. See here, what they have given. They have given a point 3, 5 and they have simply asked you the value of abscissa plus ordinate. If you don't know what abscissa is, what ordinate is, if you have forgotten because you thought that ye to 9th grade mein tha, then you would have lost a very simple 1 mark, right? So please make sure that you cover your basics. So abscissa, guys, abscissa is 3 and ordinate is 5, right? So the answer is 5 plus 3, which is option number D, that is 8. And everyone that gave the correct answer, well done, guys, good job. Very simple question it was, right? Okay, chaliye. Now let's come to distance formula, guys. Now what we'll do is we'll start by deriving distance formula. This is not something that will come in your board exams, but again, this is something that we should learn because we are going to revise a lot of basic stuff through this procedure. Okay? So first of all, remember the proof of distance formula comes from Pythagoras theorem. Okay? So here what we'll do is we have taken 2 points P and Q. You can see the points here, and basically the coordinates of P are x1, y1, and the coordinates of Q are x1, it should be x2, y2, guys. x2, y2. Okay? Now, by distance, when we talk about distance between 2 points, remember by that we always mean the shortest distance, right? So we have to figure out the length PQ. We have to figure out the distance between PQ. So length PQ we have to figure out. Now for that, what we have done is we have tried to form a right angle triangle. How? So first of all guys, what they have done is basically they have drawn a perpendicular line from Q to x-axis. This is a perpendicular line. Okay? Now let's suppose this is point N. Okay? Now think about it guys. What would be the distance of Q from x-axis? What would be the distance of Q from x-axis? We know, right, that the distance of a point from x-axis is the y coordinate, right? So this Qn is nothing but the y coordinate, which is y2. The y coordinate of Q, which is y2. Okay? Okay? Okay. Now, next thing, people. We are going to figure out this here, this QR. We are going to figure out this QR here. Okay? We'll understand why we are doing this. Okay? Now, QR, how can I figure out QR? To think, okay, to figure out QR, we would need Qn, and from Qn, if we just subtract Rn, if from Qn, if I subtract Rn, I will get Rq. Yes or no, everyone? Okay? Now, Qn is y2. That was very easy to figure out, right? But what would be Rn, everyone? What would be Rn? So, again, people, think about it. This point here, this R point here, its distance from x-axis would be its y coordinate. It would be what? It would be y coordinate. Now for R, what would be the y coordinate? What would be the y coordinate? Dimag nahi lagana. Just think, to figure out y coordinate, all I need to do is put a perpendicular line to the x-axis here. Now this perpendicular line passes through point P also. Okay? So this, the whatever the y coordinate of P is, that would be the y coordinate of R also. So y coordinate of P is y1. So here, what would be R's y coordinate? Sorry everyone, it would be x2 comma y1. Like this. Think about it. The y coordinate of R would be same as the y coordinate of P. It's as simple as that. And this y coordinate of R is the distance of R from x-axis. That means this is Rn, right? So Rn is what? y1. So we have figured out bhai ki Rn is y1. So that's why Rq came out to be y2 minus y1. y2 minus y1. Okay, everyone understood? Now we'll repeat the same process to figure out this here. How can we figure this out, everyone? So first of all, we'll figure out the entire SR. Okay, how can you figure out SR? Okay, so to figure out SR, again guys, see what is the distance of point R from y-axis. It would be the x coordinate. X coordinate kya hai? x2, right? So here I'll write RP is equals to RS minus RP, right? So RS basically is the x coordinate. X coordinate is x2 minus, what is RP, everyone? Sorry, SP, no, not RP, everyone. I'll just erase this. SP minus SP. So what is this SP, everyone? So again, ask yourself, what is the distance of point P from y-axis? So that would be the x coordinate of point P. So what is the x coordinate of point P? x1. It's given, right? So yes, x1. Okay? So we figured out ki bhai this is x2 minus x1. Right, everyone? Okay. Now remember that this Qn was perpendicular to this x-axis, and RS was also perpendicular to y-axis. Okay. So if we do that, then automatically this angle here would be 90 degree. Bhai. Wherever they intersect, it would be 90 degree, right? Because technically dekhe to this angle, this line is parallel to this line, right? So if this is 90 degree, this is also 90 degree. Okay. So what you will do in triangle, here I'll write. In triangle QRP, using Pythagoras theorem, what will you get, everyone? You will get PQ square is equals to PR square plus RQ square, right? So that is why we figured out the value of PR and RQ, because we have to figure out PQ square. ठीक है? What is PR square, everyone? You can see here PR square is x2 minus x1 whole square and RQ square is y2 minus y1 whole square. Right? That is equals to PQ square. So from here, can we not say कि PQ would be equals to under root of x2 minus x1 whole square plus y2 minus y1 whole square. That's it, people. This here, this is the distance formula. This is what? This here is the distance formula. So remember, the distance between any 2 points would be under root of x2 minus x1 ka whole square plus y2 minus y1 ka whole square, where x1, x2 is the coordinate of 1 point and y1, y2 is, x1, y1 is the coordinate of 1 point and x2, y2 is the coordinate of another point. It's a very simple formula. Please mug it up, guys. Okay? So yes, with that, what if I ask you the distance of any point from origin? Directly from origin, I am asking the distance of any point. Okay? This is something that is very common in MCQ type problems. So directly you can remember this. Ki for if there is any point with coordinates x comma y and you have to figure out its distance from origin whose coordinates are 0 comma 0. So use the distance formula. What would you get? Under root of x2 minus 0 ka whole square plus y2 minus 0 ka whole square. So from there, what will you get? Under root of x square plus y square, right? So this is the result directly. Okay? Take the sum of squares of both the coordinates and then take its square root. Okay, simple, everyone. Now another thing to note is that the distance of any 2 points will always be positive, and that is something you can tell from the formula itself. See, you have squares here and you have addition here. So it tells us that clearly your answer can never be negative, right? Squares and addition, how would you get a negative answer, right? So that's why, remember, distance would always come out to be positive, and if it is not coming out positive, you're doing something really wrong. Okay. Now, the distance, this is the question, guys, that it came in 2023. It's a 1 marker question, guys, and you know, if you know the basic concepts, then you don't even have to think about it for like 2-3 seconds. You could have given the answer in 1 second. Okay? So yes, the distance of the given point whose coordinates are negative 1,7 from x-axis is what? So do you want to apply distance formula here? Do you? If you want to apply distance formula here, then do this. Okay, slap yourself, because I told you that the distance of any point from x-axis is its y coordinate. That's it. They are asking you to figure out the y coordinate of the given point, and y coordinate of the given point is 7. So what's the answer, everyone? The answer is option number B, 7. Okay? So that you didn't have to use distance formula here. Cool. Chalo. Next question. The distance between the given points here, and you can see that the coordinates of the points are given and you have to figure out the distance. Now here you'll have to use distance formula, right? So let's do this, everyone. So I'll write it here. Yeah. So this is x1, everyone, and this y1 is 0. Here x2 is 0 and y2 is this. Okay? So we know, so what is the required distance? So the distance would be this. Distance would be equals to under root of x2 minus x1 square या x1 minus x2 square करो. Same thing, guys, right? When you're doing the square of something, so inside, if you just, there is subtraction and you swap the places, doesn't matter, the answer will be positive, right? So chalo, let's do this. I am doing x1 minus x2 का whole square. Sorry. So I'll have what? A cos theta plus b sin theta minus 0 whole square plus 0 minus, here y1 minus y2 I am doing, na guys. So please make sure that you follow the same order at least. Okay? So here 0 minus a sin theta plus b cos theta whole square. Okay? This is what we have to do, everyone. So let's do this quickly. So what we will have? So here we'll have Let's open this up because 0 is gone. So a cos theta plus b sin theta whole square. So we'll use the identity a plus b ka whole square. Okay? So that would be the first term square plus the second term square plus 2ab first into second term. Okay? So what will I get? I'll get a square cos square theta plus b square sin square theta plus 2ab sin theta. Yes, everyone? Now here let's add this up. Okay, so b cos theta minus a cos theta sin theta. B cos theta minus a sin theta this is, and it's square we have to do. So again we'll use identity and open this up. So we'll have b square cos square theta plus a square sin square theta. And since we have a negative sign, everyone, will do minus 2ab cos theta sin theta. Okay, now here you can see that this and this gets cancelled. Can you see that? Right? Okay, now what I'll do is I will take a square common from the two terms, a square cos square theta and a square sin square theta. Why am I doing that, everyone? Because I know that cos square theta plus sin square theta is equals to 1. We'll be doing the one-shot session of the chapter trigonometry, so don't worry. This question is also related to trigonometry. But for now, just mug it up that cos square theta plus sin square theta 1 hota hai, right? Now, similarly, I'll take b square also common. So, inside again, I'll get sin square theta plus cos square theta. Okay, so as I told you, cos square theta plus sin square theta is 1. So finally, the only thing remaining would be a square plus b square ka under root. So what is the final answer, everyone? The final answer is option number C. And everyone that gave the correct answer, kya baat hai guys, well done, good job. Okay, so simple, easy. Let's move on then. Okay, now let's move on and discuss some thoda sa tricky problems. Okay? But not very tricky, because in coordinate geometry you don't have very tricky problems, guys. Okay, chalo, the x coordinate of a point P is twice its y coordinate. So we can say that, okay, for point P, if I'm taking the x coordinate to be x, if I'm taking, let me just, for point P, if I'm taking the y coordinate to be y, then the x coordinate is twice its y coordinate. So x coordinate would be what? 2y. Cool. X coordinate of P is twice the y coordinate. So if y coordinate is y, x coordinate is 2y. Okay. P is equidistant from Q and R, whose coordinates are given. Then we have to figure out the coordinates of P. So to figure out coordinates of P, you just have to figure out the value of y. Right? Okay. Now, what do you mean by equidistant, guys? By equidistant, we mean that the distance of P from Q is same as the distance of P from R. That means they want to say ki bhai PQ is equals to PR. This is what they want to say. That the distance of P from Q is same as the distance of P from R. Okay? Now, do you know how to figure out PQ and PR? We know, right? We'll just use distance formula, right? So let's use distance formula and write down what we get here. Okay. Sorry. Okay. So let's figure out PQ first of all, guys. So we'll have under root of x coordinate will subtract. So we'll have a 2y minus 2 whole square plus, let's subtract, y coordinates. So y plus 5 whole square, because we had negative 5 na, so y minus 5, so y plus 5 square. Okay, now let's figure out PR also similarly. So we'll have 2y, again minus 3 here, so 2y minus 3 would be plus 3, right? So 2y plus 3 whole square plus y minus 6 whole square. Right? Now, how will you solve this? So, first of all, you will get rid of the under root wala part, right? So, how can you do that, everyone? You can do that by taking the squares on both the sides, right? So, squaring both sides, right? So, squaring both sides would give you what? It would give you 2y minus 2 whole square. I'll open it up afterwards, no worries. Plus y plus 5 whole square is equals to 2y plus 3 whole square plus y minus 6 whole square. Okay? So let's open this up, everyone. I'll have 4y square plus 4 minus 8y plus y square plus 25 plus 10y is equals to 4y square plus 9 plus 12y plus y square plus 36 minus 12y. This is what we get. Okay? So all I've done is used identity, right? A plus b whole square and a minus b whole square. That's it. Okay. Now everyone, you can clearly see what is happening, Barbar? Yes, 4y square and 4y square gets cancelled. Y square and y square again gets cancelled. So the only thing remaining would be what? You will have here negative 8y plus 10y. And from here negative, here 12y also gets cancelled, no? Okay. So 12y, negative 12y also gets cancelled. Okay. So here you have negative 8y plus 10y. So you have 2y. Right? Plus 25 plus 4, 29 is equals to 9 plus 36. Okay. So that would be equals to 45. So from here you can say that, okay, 2y would be equals to 45 minus 29, right? So here I'll get what? 16. Okay, everyone? Okay. Now, 2y is 16. So you got the x coordinate, right? So that means the x coordinate is equals to 16. And what is the y coordinate, everyone? It would be 8. Right? 2y was the x coordinate, na? So this is the answer, right? So what is the coordinate of point P? The coordinate of point P comes out to be 16, 8. This is the final answer, everyone. So I don't think this is very hard, very simple 2-3 marker question, either 2 or 3, right? Okay? So just remember, equidistant means distance from the two given points of the given point is same. Okay, chalo. So yes, option number D is the correct answer, and everyone that gave this answer, well done, good job guys. So with that, let's move on to another question based on distance formula. Okay, so abhi tak we have discussed distance formula only, and we are discussing questions based on distance formula only. Okay? So AOBC is given as a rectangle, everyone, whose vertices are whose vertices coordinates are given, right? So A is given as 0, -3. O is given as 0, 0. B is given as 4, 0. And C is not given to you. Okay, everyone, okay. The length of its diagonals is, so we have to figure out the length of the diagonals. Okay, so first of all, guys, the important part here is make sure that you draw a rough diagram and label the vertices. Because once you draw the diagram and label the vertices and its coordinates, then you will not make silly or stupid mistakes. Okay? So here I have made sure that I have labeled the rectangle correctly. A, O, B, C. This is the order and it should be followed. Now, what are the rectangles, everyone? So here we can clearly see that, any parallelogram will have two diagonals, this and this. Sorry. This and this. But they are asking you to figure out the length of the diagonal. But which diagonal they have not mentioned, right? Just one diagonal. Why have they said so? Because we have studied that in a rectangle, the length of both diagonals are equal. In a rectangle, the length of both diagonals, that means if I take AB, then it has to be equals to CO. Okay, both of the diagonals length will be equal. So now here I cannot figure out CO because I don't know the coordinates of C. So I'll figure out AB and that would be my answer, right? So all I need to do is figure out AB, everyone. That's it. Okay? So it would be what? Under root of x2 minus x1. So 0 minus 4. 0 minus 4 whole square. Plus y2 minus y1 whole square. So minus 3 minus 0 whole square. So this would come out to be what? Under root of 4 square plus 3 square. So that would come out to be 5 units. That's it. This is the answer. Simple, easy, right? So I hope you understood this, and you will follow this. Remember, length of the diagonal can be found always by distance formula. Now another type of question can be asked from this question, that would be figure out the coordinates of C. What are the coordinates of C, everyone? How will you do that? So we will be learning that after doing section formula and midpoint formula, because we'll be using midpoint formula to figure out the fourth coordinate. Okay, so remember that this question here is left, and we'll come again to this question after discussing section formula and midpoint formula. Okay, ji? Okay, chalo. So with that, let's move on, guys, and let's discuss this question here. So these types of problems are very common in board exams. I repeat, very common. So it could come as an MCQ question. It could come as a 3-marker question or a 2-marker question also, depending on how sophisticated the calculation is. Okay? So what type of questions am I talking about? So they would give you 3 vertices, and they would simply ask you what kind of triangle is the 3 vertices forming. Okay? So for that, what you will do, everyone? So think about it. First of all, let me draw the diagram here. Let's suppose this is my triangle here, and this is -4, 0. This is 4, 0, and this is 0, 3. Now, what kind of triangle is this? How can I figure out? So, if I just knew the side lengths, then I could easily tell whether it's a scalene triangle or an equilateral triangle or an isosceles triangle, right? That's easy part. But how can I tell whether the given triangle is a right angle triangle? How will we do that? So, for that, again, we'll figure out the distances. The 3 distances, the 3 side lengths we'll figure out, and then we'll see whether the sum of squares of any 2 side is equal to the square of the third side or not. Remember, if for 3 side lengths A, B and C, the sum of squares of any 2 side is equals to the square of the third side, then by the converse of Pythagoras theorem, the triangle has to be right angled. Okay? So in any case, you have to figure out side lengths to specify which type of triangle it is. Okay? So chaliye, let's do this quickly, everyone. Let's suppose this is A, this is B, this is C. Okay, so let's figure out, everyone, AB. What would AB look like, everyone? So it would be -4 minus 4, -4 minus 4 whole square plus 0 minus 0 whole square. Okay, everyone? Okay, so that would be equals to what? Yes. So that would be equals to 64, under root of 64. So that is 8 units. Okay. Now let's figure out AC. Okay. So AC would be what? -4 minus 0. -4 minus 0, x2 minus x1 ka whole square plus y2 minus y1. So 0 minus 3, right? So 0 minus 3 whole square. So this would come out to be what? It would be 4 square plus 3 square. -4 square. 4 square ke barabar. -3 square is 3 square barabar, right? Remember, negative a whole square is equals to a square, right? I hope you know this. Simple. Okay, so this is equals to 5 units, everyone. Okay, now finally we have to figure out AB, right? So let's quickly figure out AB, everyone. So, sorry, BC, not AB, BC. Let's figure out BC quickly. So BC will be what? BC would be under root of x2 minus x1. So 4 minus 0, that is 4 square, plus y2 minus y1. So 0 minus 3 whole square. So 0 minus 3 whole square. So this will also come out to be 5 units. You can, evaluate. It's very easy, right? So you can see that what is happening. This here is 5, this here is 5, and this is 8, right? Okay, so AC and BC are both equal and AB is different. So that means it's an isosceles triangle. Now you have to check whether it's a right angle triangle or not. So for that, take the sum of squares of the 2 smaller sides. Okay? So if I take the sum of squares of 2 smaller sides, that means I take 5 square plus 5 square. Then it's clearly not equal to the square of the third side. It's not, right? 5 square plus 5 square is not equals to 8 square. So that means that triangle ABC is not right angled. For right angled, the sum of squares of the 2 smaller sides should be equal to the square of the largest side. Okay? So yes. That means, what is the correct answer? The correct answer is that the given triangle here, guys, is an isosceles triangle. Right? Okay, so remember, these types of questions are very common, guys, and very easy to do also. है ना? ठीक है? चलिए जी. So with that, let's move on to the next problem here. Again, based on triangle, but slightly different. How? So here it's already given that A, B and C are the vertices of a right angled triangle. So the triangle is already right angled. They have given it right angled. What they are asking is ki figure out the value of this variable t. So in the coordinates, there would be an unknown quantity and you would have to figure out its value. Okay? So this is another type of question where they might give you that this triangle is already, let's say, equilateral or right angle or whatever, and then they would ask you figure out the value of the variable. How would you do that? So again, we know that if the triangle is a right angle, everyone, then here, let me make this. Oh, sorry, I'll make this by hand only. So if the triangle is right angled, then what I can do is, since the coordinates are given, so I can figure out the side lengths here and then use Pythagoras theorem to figure out t, right? So let's suppose, see, this is given that the triangle is right angled at B, right? So make sure you write that. What are the coordinates of B? 2, minus 2. 2, minus 2 it is, right? The coordinates of C, everyone, is what? Minus 2, t. And the coordinates of A, everyone, is what? The coordinates of A is 5, 2. Simple. Okay, ji? Chaliye. First of all, we'll quickly figure out AB, BC and AC, right? So what is AB, everyone? AB is equals to under root of, 5 minus 2 whole square plus 2 plus 2 whole square. Right, everyone? So this would come out to be 3 square plus 4 square. So this would be 5 units. Okay? Okay. Now let's figure out BC, everyone, quickly. So BC would be what? BC would come in terms of t because there's a variable t here, right? So 2 plus 2 whole square, x2 minus x1 ka whole square plus y2 minus y1. So minus 2 minus t whole square. Minus 2 minus t whole square, right? So let's just open this up. So we will have what? We'll have 4 plus, here we can take minus out, right? If we take minus out, minus ka square would be positive, right? So I can simply rewrite this as 2 plus t ka whole square. Okay? Again, if you didn't understand, remember, minus of a whole square is equals to a square. So I can take minus out always. Okay. Chalo, let's open this up again. So we'll have 4 plus t square plus 4t. Right? This is what we'll have, everyone. 4 plus t square plus 4t. So 4 plus 4, 8. So this will be under root of t square plus 4t plus 8. This is this is what BC is. Okay? And finally, we'll figure out AC again, which will come in terms of t, right? So AC would be what, everyone? It would be 5 minus 2. So that would be 5 plus 2 whole square plus 2 minus t whole square. Okay, so let's open this up quickly. 7 square is 49 plus 4 plus t square minus 40. So I have just used the identity to expand it, everyone. Now here what we'll have? We'll have t square minus 40 plus 53. Okay. Now, since this is a right angled triangle, I know that Pythagoras theorem, using Pythagoras theorem, I can say that the hypotenuse square is equals to the sum of squares of the remaining two sides. This is what I can say, right? Using Pythagoras theorem. Okay. So now AC square is what? T square minus 4t plus 53. Similarly, AB square would be 5 into 5, that is 25. Okay? Plus BC square would be t square plus 4t plus 8. Did you understand what I'm trying to say here? Okay, chalo. So now what will happen? T square and t square gets cancelled, everyone. So here we'll have, I'll take 40 on the other end side. So I'll have what? I'll have 8t. Okay. So 8t is equals to 25 plus 8, 33, 53 minus 33. 0, 2, 20. Okay, ठीक है. मैं फिर से करती हूँ. हाँ, ठीक है. So there was a slight mistake here. We should have square here, right? This was 2 plus 2 whole square, so 4 square, 4 square. So that would give this here. We'd have 4 square plus 4. That would give us 20 here, right? 20. Sorry people, this was a mistake. So here now what we'll get, let's write this here. So we'll get 25 plus 20, 20 is 45, right? So here we'll get 45. Here what we'll get? 45, right? Let me write this. So 45 is equals to 53 minus 45, basically 53 minus 45 is equals to 80. So from here we'll get 8t is equals to 8, and from here we'll get t is equals to 1, right? So this here is the answer. What's the final answer, everyone? The final answer is the value of t is equals to 1. This is the answer. Okay? Everyone that got the correct answer without making any silly calculator mistake like mine. Pat yourself on the back, guys. Well done. Good job. Chalo ji. So, understood this? Okay, we figured out all the three sides and used Pythagoras theorem to figure out the unknown variable. So, with that, let's move on to this assertion reason type question here. Okay, chalo, let's see. This question came in 2023. So, first part, assertion says that point P 0, 2 is the point of intersection of y-axis with the line 3x plus 2y is equals to 4. So think about it, guys. If you have any line, if you have what? If you have any line and it is intersecting the y-axis, it is intersecting what? It is intersecting the y-axis. So at this point, at the intersection point, what would happen? The x coordinate would be 0. Yes or no? X coordinate would be 0. Simple. So this point here lies on this line. That means whatever the coordinate of this point would be, which would basically look like this, 0, y, right? So 0, y would satisfy this equation. That means if you put 0, y here in this equation, you'd get the value of x. You'd get the value of y, sorry, right? So yes, what we'll do, everyone, here in place of x, we'll put 0. In place of x, we'll put 0. So 3 into 0 plus 2y is equals to 4. From here, we get the value of y is equals to 2. So that tells us that the point of intersection is 0, 2. And they are saying same thing. They're saying the same thing, that 0, 2 is the point of intersection of the given line with the y-axis. Okay? So remember, if the line intersects the x-axis, bacha, then y coordinate would be 0. And if the line intersects the y-axis, then x coordinate would be 0. Okay? So first assertion, the statement in itself is true, right? So first one's true, everyone. Now you will verify the second one here. The second one says that the distance of point 0, 2 from x-axis is 2 units. Now remember, the distance of a point from x-axis is the y coordinate. Remember this. We have studied this, right? So is the y coordinate of P 0, 2 2? Yes, it is. So yes, they are saying the same thing. So that means this is also true. This is also true. ठीक है जी. Okay, so A and R, both of these as statements are true. But now we have to ask ourselves, is the reasoning good enough to prove assertion? That means, is the second statement explaining the first statement? ठीक है. Second statement is simply telling us that the distance of this point from x-axis is 2 units. But how is it explaining this first part? Matlab, in the first part, we have this line also. And the second point, the second statement is not giving you the explanation of how this line intersects with y-axis and gives 0, 2 as the point of intersection. Right? It's not explaining that. So that tells us that assertion and reason both are true, but reason R is not the correct explanation of assertion. Okay? Okay, everyone? I hope you understood that. Chaliye ji. So with that, let's move on to the next question here. It's a very interesting question, I must say, guys. And again, we have already done the one-shot session of triangles. So I hope you already know what similarity is. And if you have forgotten everything about similarity, go watch the one-shot session. Okay? Chaliye. So show the triangle ABC. This is triangle, everyone. Show that triangle ABC where A is negative 2 comma 0, B is 2 comma 0 and C is 0 comma 2, and triangle PQR where the coordinates of PQ and R are given, are similar triangles. So we have to show that both the triangles are similar. How would you do that, everyone? How would you show that two triangles are similar? Now, you must remember all the criterions of similarity that we have studied, right? So think about it. What criterion can be used here to prove that these two triangles are similar? So we know that if all the three vertices of a triangle are given, then I can find the length of all three sides of the triangle. Right? So that means I can figure out all the three sides of this triangle, I can figure out all the three sides of this triangle. And if I have the length of all the three sides of both the triangles, then I can figure out the corresponding sides ratio. Right? And if all the three ratios are same, then by SSS similarity criterion, both the triangles would be similar. That's it. Okay? So what's step number 1, everyone? Let me first write this here, negative 2 comma 0. 2 comma 0. Then here we have 0 comma 2, right? Here we have negative 4 comma 0, Q is 4 comma 0 and R is 0 comma 4. Yes, so first we'll figure out all the side lengths of both the triangles, right? So let's start, everyone, with AB. So what is AB? AB would be equals to under root of x2 minus x1, okay? I hope now you remember, minus 2 whole square, that means minus 4 whole square, that means 16. Plus 0 minus 0, so 0. So that would be 4 units. Okay, everyone? Remember, distance is always positive. Okay, BC, everyone. So BC would be equals to what? It would be equals to under root of 2 square plus 2 square, right? So that would be equals to 2 root 2 units, right? Now let's figure out AC, everyone. AC would be what? It would be under root of minus 2 whole square plus again minus 2 whole square. Right? So again it would come out to be what? It would come out to be 2 root 2 units. Okay, so we have figured out AB, BC and AC, and we saw that triangle ABC is what? It's an isosceles triangle. Now let's figure out PQR also. So quickly let's do this. PQ is equals to what? It would be equals to negative 4 minus 4. So that would be negative 8 whole square plus 0 whole square. So that would be equals to what? It would be equals to 8. Simple, right? Now what would QR look like, everyone? So QR would be equals to 4 minus 0. So that is 4 square plus 0 minus 4. So negative 4 square. Right? So both of them would give you 16 plus 16 is equals to 32. So that would come out to be what? 4 root 2. 4 root 2 units. Okay? Okay. Now, finally, let's figure out PR, right? So, PR would come out to be what? It would come out to be negative 4 minus 0. So, negative 4 whole square plus 0 minus 4 whole square. So, minus 4 whole square again. So, this would again come out to be 4 root 2 units. So, see, the second triangle also is isosceles. It had to be isosceles. Both of them are similar, right? Now, let's take the corresponding sides ratio. So, think about it, guys. The only unequal sides here are AB and PQ. Like here, BC and AC are equal. Here, QR and PR are equal. So, they must correspond with this. And these third unequal sides must correspond, right? So, yes, let's figure out AB by PQ, right? So, AB by PQ comes out to be what, everyone? It comes out to be 1 over 2, right? Now, let's figure out BC over QR. So, BC over QR again comes out to be 1 by 2. I think you can clearly see. Okay? And finally, PR by, AC by PR. AC by PR again comes out to be what, everyone? 1 by 2. So, by SSS similarity criterion, you can say that triangle ABC is similar to triangle PQR. This is what we had to prove, right or not? So with that, let's move on to the next part, which is section formula, guys. Okay, so chalo, what does the section formula tell us? So let's suppose you have a line segment AB here, right? This is a line segment AB and you know the coordinates of A and B respectively. You can see. Now, let's suppose that there is a point P lying anywhere on AB such that it is dividing AB in a certain ratio. What is that ratio? M ratio N. M ratio N. You can see that means basically what does this mean? It means that AP by PB is equals to M over N. This is what you mean by P dividing AB in M ratio N. Okay, understood? Now, if you know the coordinates of the two extreme points and you know in what ratio the point is dividing the entire line segment, then by section formula you can figure out the coordinates of point P. And what would the coordinates be, guys? So let's see a method of remembering this. Okay, so for coordinate of P, what will you do? For x coordinate of P, what will you do? You will write M and N, whatever the ratios are, right? And below them, you will write the coordinates of A and B respectively, like this, x1, x2, okay? Now, all you need to do, everyone, is cross multiply. What you need to do? Cross multiply. So, once you cross multiply, let's write this correctly. Yeah. Once you cross multiply, what would you get? Mx2 plus Nx1. So, that would be your numerator. And for denominator, you will simply add both the ratios. Okay, so this would be the x coordinate of P. Now, to get the y coordinate of P, what will you do, everyone? So again, you will write the same thing, M and N, but below these you will write the y coordinates of the two extreme points A and B. So y1 and y2. Now you simply have to do what? Again, cross multiply. So either what will you get? My2 plus ny1 over y1 plus, over m plus n. Okay? So in this way, you will never get confused. You will never make silly mistakes. Okay? So remember, this is the x coordinate of P and this is the y coordinate of P. Okay? And we'll use this method, okay, shortcut method, to figure out all our answers. Okay? So that you get a hang of it. Okay, understood? Now, this kind of division, guys, is known as internal division. It's written somewhere here. It's internal division. What do you mean by internal division? So, basically, by internal division, I mean that the point which is dividing the line segment is lying on the line segment, not the extended line segment, on the line segment. Okay, inside the line, basically, you could say. Okay, in bad English. Okay. So yes, I hope you understood this, and this is pretty important. I hope I don't have to tell you that. With that, let's move on and discuss the midpoint formula. So देखो, अब how can you figure out the midpoint of any line segment? So all you need to do is think that, okay, midpoint of any line segment basically means that that point is dividing the entire line into two equal parts. That means that if you have a line segment AB and P is the midpoint, that means this P is dividing this entire line into two equal parts. One part is this, another part is this. So we would say that the midpoint always divides in ratio 1:1. 1:1. Understood? Iska matlab, bacha, iska matlab that if you have a line segment AB and you divide it into two equal parts. How many parts you have divided it into? Two equal parts. Okay? So this would be 1:1, like this. That's it. Okay? So now to figure out the midpoints coordinates, P's coordinates, all you need to do is plug M1 and N1 in your section formula. Okay? So if you do that, what will you get? You will simply get this. That the x coordinate would simply be the sum of x coordinates of A and B divided by 2, and the y coordinate would be the sum of y coordinates of A and B divided by 2. So midpoint formula is the most basic formula out there. Remember, it is x1 plus x2 divided by 2, comma y1 plus y2 divided by 2. Okay? And I hope you understood this part. Okay? Division मतलब क्या होता है? Let's just suppose कि if I am saying understand something. Let's suppose I am saying that here the ratio AR to RB is 2:3. Let's understand what that means here. Okay? Using image. Why? Because there would be certain questions where you would get confused. Believe me. Okay? So you should know what this means, bacha. So what does this mean? AR ratio RB is 2:3. Iska matlab ki first of all add both the ratios. What will you get? 5. So matlab ki this entire AB has been divided into 5 equal parts. It has been divided into how many parts? 5 equal parts. So one part 2 part, 3 part, 4 part, 5 part. Can you see the parts? This is 1 part, this is 2nd part, this is 3rd part, this is 4th part, and this is 5th part. Okay? Now, when I say that AR ratio RB is 2:3, that means what is happening is 2 parts are lying in AR. 2 parts are lying in AR and 3 parts are lying in RB. 3 parts are lying in RB. Wait, let me see. 3 parts are lying in RB here. ठीक है, understood. So that's why this is 2 part and this here is 3 parts. That is what this ratio means. Please understand. ठीक है? चलिए. So I hope you understood this. So with that, let's move on and let's start discussing our problems. This question directly came in 2025, guys, and such an easy question. The question is simply asking you that the midpoint of a line segment divides the line segment in what ratio? We just studied 1:1. पढ़ा था, right? So I think you could have answered it really fast, and I hope you did. ठीक है? So option number C is the correct answer, everyone. Pat yourself on the back if you gave the correct answer. ठीक है? चलिए, let's move on, guys. Okay, the midpoint of the line segment joining the points P -4,5 and Q 4,5 lies on. They are not asking you to figure out the coordinates of the midpoint of the line segment made by P and Q. They are simply asking that whatever the midpoint is, where will it lie? Where will it lie? ठीक है? चलो, तो उसके लिए you don't have to think a lot. Let's just figure out the midpoint ना भाई. ठीक है? The midpoint would be, the coordinates of midpoint would be what? It would be x1 plus x2 divided by 2, right? Okay. So -4 plus 4 divided by 2, comma 5 plus 6 divided by 2. So here this becomes 0 and here this becomes 11 by 2. Clearly, guys, clearly x coordinate is 0. So that means the point lies on y-axis. If the x coordinate is 0, the point lies on y-axis. These are the basic fundamentals which we discussed in the beginning of the chapter, and this was the reason, guys. Okay, don't think that if you just mug up distance formula and section formula, that will do. No, you should know basic fundamentals about coordinate geometry. Okay, chaliye. So that means y-axis is the answer, everyone. Okay. With that, let's move on and discuss this problem here. If the point C, whose coordinates are k, 4, divides the line segment joining the 2 points A, 2,6 and B, 5,1 in the ratio 2:3, then the value of k is. So how would you do this? Okay, let's see, everyone. First of all, I have been given the two extreme points. So, and I know the ratio. The ratio also is given to me, 2:3. Bas, I can figure out the value of C very easily, right or not? I know A, I know B's coordinate. Okay, I know that C is dividing this entire part into how many, what ratio? 2:3. बस बात खत्म. I can figure out, C's coordinate using section formula. ठीक है? So let's quickly do it, everyone. First of all, x coordinate of C will look like what? So for that, you will write the x coordinate of A and x coordinate of B. Okay, I'll do it here. 2 and 5. And above it, you will write the ratios, right? The ratios are 2 and 3. Remember what I told you? Cross multiply, right? So what do you get? 10, and here what you will get? 6. You simply have to add. And for the denominator part, always add the ratios, not the coordinates, right? So you will simply add the ratios. What do you get? 5, right? So here, I'll write it down. 2 into 5 plus 3 into 2 divided by 2 plus 3. Okay, everyone? Now, similarly for y coordinate, what will you do, everyone? You will write the y coordinates 6 and 1. You will write the ratios 2 and 3 and you will simply cross multiply. Okay? So what do you get? 2 plus 18 divided by, add both of these, 5. Okay? So here let's write this down. 2 into 1 plus 3 into 6 over 2 plus 3. Okay? Chalo, let's write the final answer, everyone. The final answer looks like this. We have 16 by 5 and let's just check whether we are getting 4 here or not, because here they have already given you the y coordinate. So if your y coordinate is coming right, then your answer must be all right, है ना? ठीक है, तो 20 divided by 5, 4, हाँ जी 4, बस बात खत्म. The value of k is 16 by 5. 16 by 5 here. This is the answer. So everyone that gave the answer, faster than I wrote it here. Well done, guys. Well done. Good job. Okay, chaliye. With that, let's move on to the next question. The center of a circle is at 2, 0, and if one end of a diameter is at 6, 0, then the other end is at. So when you talk about a circle, everyone, I hope everyone knows what a circle is. Okay, and you have the diameter of the circle. Let's suppose this here is the diameter of the circle. So center lies on the diameter. Let's suppose this is the center. Okay? So they have given the center's coordinates as 2, 0, and one end of the diameter is also given. It's given what? 6, 0. The other end of the diameter is being asked. Now here all you need to do is use common sense. Think about it. When you talk about a diameter, the diameter's midpoint is the center of the circle. Yes or no? Yes, right? So I'll write it here. Diameter's midpoint. Diameter's midpoint is equals to center of the circle. Center of the circle. Yes? So let's suppose that here the coordinates of this end is x, y. Okay? So now what would be the diameter's midpoint? How can you figure it out? Using midpoint formula. Simple as that. Right? So using midpoint formula, using midpoint formula, what can you say, everyone? You can say that, okay, x plus 6 divided by 2, right? This would be the midpoint of this we are figuring out. The midpoint of AB we are figuring out, which is O, right? So I'll just write it also here. Okay, chodo. Leave it. I hope you understood. Hai na? Okay, x plus 6 divided by 2 and then y plus 0 divided by 2. It should be equals to what? It should be equals to 2, 0. Yes or no? The midpoint of A, B here should be equals to O. So the coordinates should match. So from here you can say that, okay, x coordinate would be equal to the x coordinate and y coordinate must be equal to the y coordinate. Dekho bacha, remember, whenever you have an equality in terms of coordinates, then x coordinate would be equal to x coordinate and y coordinate would be equal to y coordinate. It's as simple as that. Okay, would you remember this? Please remember this. X coordinate would be equal to x coordinate. Okay, and y coordinate would be equal to y coordinate. Yeah, like this. Okay, chalo. So from here I can figure out x coordinate as x is equals to 4 minus 6, that is negative 2, and y coordinate would be what? 0. Y coordinate would be 0. So what is the coordinate of the center, everyone? The coordinate of the center is negative 2, 0. Can you see this answer in the option? Can you see it? Option number C, negative 2, 0, everyone. ठीक है? Understood? Simple? Chalo ji. So with that, let's move on to the next problem. So here what they are doing, everyone, they have given AD as the median of a triangle ABC. So you have a triangle ABC. Let me rewrite this again. ABC and D is the median. Here, AD is the median, sorry. What is the median? AD is the median. Now they are asking you to figure out what? They are asking you to figure out the length AD. Okay? Now good for you, they have given the vertices of A, which is 5, 6, the vertex of B as 6, 4, and the coordinates of the vertices of C, which is 0, 0. So they have given you the coordinates of all the three vertices and they are asking you to figure out the length of the median AD. How will you do that? Now, to figure out AD's length, you need the coordinates of D. What do you need? You need coordinates of D. If you had that, then you would use distance formula and figure it out, right? How would you figure out the coordinates of D, everyone? How will you do that? Yes. So think about it. AD is what? It's median. Now, median of the triangle divides the opposite side into two equal halves, right? So I can say that, okay, D is the midpoint of BC. Yes or no? D is the midpoint of BC, and if D is the midpoint of BC, bacha, I can say that the coordinates of D would be what? They would be 6 plus 0 divided by 2. 6 plus 0 divided by 2. I am using midpoint formula. And 4 plus 0 divided by 2. 4 plus 0 divided by 2. Right? So this would be equal to what? 3, and this would come out to be 2. So the coordinates of D came out to be 3, 2, everyone. Can you see that? Okay, simple. Can you not figure out AD? Figuring out AD is a piece of cake now, right? We'll just use distance formula. Okay? So let's use distance formula, everyone. So we'll have 5. Yeah, I'll write 3, 2 here. 5 minus 3 whole square plus 6 minus 2 whole square. 6 minus 2 whole square, right? So this would come out to be what? 2 square plus 4 square. 16 plus 4, 20. 2 root 5 units. Right, everyone? This is the answer. So what is the answer, everyone? 2 root 5. How many of you people could give the correct answer? I think a lot of people, right? So all you need to do is, whenever you have questions where you see coordinates, all you need to do is think, how can I apply a distance formula here? How can I apply midpoint formula here? How can I apply section formula here? That's it. These are the only 3 formulas with which you will be working with. Okay? Chaliye. So with that, let's move on and discuss this problem here. Very important kind of problem, and repeatedly asked in exams, guys. Repeatedly. Okay? Sorry. So please pay attention. What they are asking, they are saying that find the ratio in which the y-axis divides the line segment joining the points 5, -6 and -1, -4. Also find the points of intersection. So first of all, guys, let's visualize. Always whenever you are confused, visualize, guys. There is nothing better than visualization. You have a line segment here, right? And I don't know the name of the line segment, so I am going to name it as AB. Okay? Well, let's suppose A is 5, -6. They have given the vertex of the extremes, right? And B is -1, -4. Now, they are saying you have to figure out the ratio in which the y-axis is dividing this line segment. Okay, so this line segment is being divided by y-axis. Okay, okay, let's just suppose this is the y-axis and it is dividing it. Okay, ये y-axis है. Let's just suppose that this is dividing it, and wherever the y-axis is intersecting AB, that point will say P. So we have to figure out, first of all, in what ratio it is doing that, and we have to figure out the coordinates of P. So पहला point बचा. This point P is lying on y-axis. This is y-axis. This point P must be lying on y-axis because it is the point of intersection of y-axis and this line segment, right? So, matlab, its coordinate would look like what? It would look like 0, y. Yes or no? Because point P lies on y-axis, then x coordinate must be 0. So, point P has to be 0, it has to be 0, 1, 0, y. Okay? Cool. Okay. I don't know the ratio in which point P is dividing this. So, whenever you have to take the ratio to make your work easy, you will never take ratio as M ratio N. You will never do that. You'll always take the ratio as K ratio 1. What you'll do? You'll take the ratio as K ratio 1. Let ratio be. या फिर we'll directly write it. AP ratio PB is equals to K ratio 1. Why do we do that, guys? Because देखो, K's value can come as any fraction also. It will come, let's just suppose it comes out to be 2 by 3. I don't know. I'm just writing 2 by 3. So, if K comes as 2 by 3, then the ratio would be 2 ratio 3 ratio 1. So, this can be simplified as 2 ratio 3. By multiplying with 3 on both the sides, you can do that, right? So, this comes out to be 2 ratio 3. So, see, what you got? You got the value of M and N. Very easily, right? But without using the variables M and N. When you have two variables, the problem always becomes sophisticated. So always take the ratio as K ratio 1. Okay? K will come out to be a fraction or it could come out to be a whole number also. ठीक है, if it is coming out to be fraction, then you must know कि denominator would be shifted on the other side. Simple. ठीक है जी, चलो AB ratio PB is K ratio 1. तो अब let's write down the coordinates of P. ठीक है, चलो. So for that, what I'll do, everyone? First of all, x coordinate. So for x coordinate, I will take the x coordinate of the extremes. So 5 and -1. And here I have k and 1. K and 1 are the ratios. Okay? So I'll cross multiply everyone. So once I cross multiply, I will get what? I will get -k plus 5. Divided, this is the numerator. The denominator would always be the sum of the two ratio quantities. Yes or no? Okay, the sum. Okay, now for y coordinate, again I'll do the same thing, but with y coordinates I'll write k and 1, then I'll write -6 and -4 in that order. Okay, order shouldn't be changed. So -6, -4. I will cross multiply. Remember guys, order matters. You cannot write -4 and -6. You have to write -6 first and -4 1. Okay, chalo. So here what we'll get? We'll get -4k, right? -6 divided by k plus 1. This is the coordinate of P, everyone. This is what? This is the coordinate of P. Okay? But we know that x coordinate of P is 0. We know that the x coordinate of P is 0, right? So x coordinate of P is equals to 0. And here I'll also write that we figured this out by using section formula. Okay, section formula. Please write the section formula in its entirety. Okay. Okay. So x coordinate of P is 0. So wahan se I'll get ki okay, minus k. What is the x coordinate of P? X coordinate of P is this, minus k plus 5 over k plus 1. Yes or no? So if this is 0, I'll put it equal to 0. If this is 0, I'll put it equals to 0. And if I do that, I get the value of k as 5. So the ratio is, that is AP ratio PB is what, everyone? It is 5:1. But we are still not done. Why are we still not done? Because we have to figure out the coordinates of P also, because they have asked you to figure out the coordinates of point of intersection. Point of intersection is P only, na bhai? What is the point of intersection of y-axis and the given line segment? It is P. Okay? Chalo. So point of intersection is P. Let's write that down here. So now how will you figure out the coordinates of P? Just put everything here, that's it. Okay, अब उसके लिए don't take a lot of stress by putting k as -5 in x coordinate wala thing, because you already know कि भाई x coordinate तो 0 है. X coordinate is 0. Let's just put k here and figure out the y coordinate, right? So you'll have what? -4 into 5 minus 6 over 5 plus 1 is 6, right? Okay, so here what we'll get? We'll get P 0, -26 by 6. So we'll have what? -26 by 6. This is what we'll get, na? So we can divide it by 2, everyone. So here I'll get -13 over 2. This is the coordinate. ठीक है, understood what were the steps, and if you ever get confused, visualize your question. That's it. Okay? So remember, when the ratio is being asked, you will take the ratio as k ratio 1. If it is being asked ki bhai, the line segment, find the ratio in which the x-axis divides the line segment joined by these points. So if x-axis divides, matlab wherever the point of intersection lies, the point P, okay, that's y coordinate would be 0. If you have x-axis. If you have y-axis, then x coordinate would be 0, and you will start with that, right? For example, we started with that. Now, we figured out the intersection points coordinates using section formula. Okay? Now, after that, depending on whether it's x-axis or y-axis, you will put the coordinate, one of the coordinates 0. Here, x coordinate had to be 0. Okay? If you had x-axis, y coordinate would have been 0. From there, you will get the value of k, and then you can put the value of k here and get the coordinates of the point of intersection. Okay, everyone? Okay. So yes, with that, let's discuss this problem. It's an important problem, and if you are able to solve this problem on your own, that means you understand the basics. ठीक है? Because इस क्वेश्चन में बेसिक के अलावा कुछ नहीं है. ठीक है, ओके चलो. सो द पॉइंट R divides the line segment AB where A is -4,0 and B is 0,6 such that AR is equals to 3/4 AB. ठीक है, अब let's write this here. AB. The coordinates of A are -4,0. The coordinates of B are 0,6. ठीक है everyone? Okay. Now they are giving you a point R here and they're not giving you the ratio of AR to RB. See, for using section formula you need the ratio AR to RB, right? But they are giving you what? They are giving you AR to AB. They are telling you कि भाई AR to AB is equals to what? It is equals to 3/4. AR to AB is equals to 3/4. What does that mean? Think बच्चा, इसका मतलब कि if you divide AB into 4 equal parts, what do you do? If you divide AB into 4 equal parts, ठीक है, 4 equal parts. I'll just erase R for now बच्चा, ठीक है, हाँ ठीक है. So if you divide AB into 4 equal parts, then AR would be 3 parts of AB. देखो समझो, AR is 3/4 AB, मतलब if you divide AB into 4 equal parts, then AR would be 3 parts of it. So here AR would lie where? It would lie here. It would take 3 parts, 1 part, 2 part, 3 part. ठीक है, so that's why 3 part. Remaining part would be 1. ठीक है, this is one way of understanding. This is common sense वाला part. ठीक है, if you did not understand this, you were like, ma'am, we'll get confused. Like, I don't know, I don't think I'll be able to do it in exam like this. So no worries. If you are confused, then what you can do? You can rewrite it. I'll write it here. AR. Now I need RB. I don't need AB. I need RB. AR by RB चाहिए मुझे. ठीक है. So I'll break down AB as what? I'll break it down as AR plus RB. This is equals to 3/4. Okay, everyone. Now let's cross multiply. So we'll have 4AR is equals to 3AR is plus 3RB. Okay. So from here I can take the ARs together. So 4AR minus 3AR is AR. So AR is equals to 3RB. And from here everyone we get the ratio of AR to RB, which is 3/1. So AR ratio RB is equals to 3/1, which was the same thing that I wrote there. Same thing. Okay, so this was thoda sa understanding common sense wala part. This was, to prove it if you didn't understand. Okay, so what did we do, everyone? First of all, we should know that we need AR to RB. We need AR to RB, but we have AR to AB. So I just broke down AB as AR plus RB, and then I just solved it and got AR ratio RB. Okay, so now can you not figure out the coordinates of R? So what would be the coordinates of R, bacha? You will first write the coordinates of X, 4 and -4 and 0. The ratio is 3/1. The ratio has come out to be 3/1. Now simply cross multiply, right? So here I'll write X coordinate would be what? 3 into 0 plus -4 into 1. So directly -4 I can write over 3 plus 1, that is 4. Okay? We'll add, no? Okay? Chalo. Next for Y coordinate, I'll again write 0 and 6 and again 3 and 1. So I'll simply cross multiply. 6 into 3 is 18 divided by 4. Okay? Now let's simplify. So if I simplify, what will I get? I'll get -1, 18/4 is 9/2. This is the answer, everyone. This is the answer. Okay? Simple, easy. Okay? So this was important, guys. This part was important. ये तो by section formula you would do like this first. है ना जी? ठीक है? चलिए जी. So with that, let's move on. The same rectangle was given and its 3 vertices were given, and we figured out the diagonal of the rectangle, right? But this time around we are going to figure out the coordinate of the 4th point, the missing point, right? So let me first quickly make a rectangle here, everyone. So this is the rectangle, and this here, so this here is one diagonal, this here is the second diagonal, this one here, right? Okay. why did I draw the diagonals here? You will understand. Okay, first of all, let's name this. So A, O, B, C. Okay, so the coordinates of A are 0, -3. The coordinates of O are 0, 0. The coordinates of B are 4, 0. And the coordinates of C, let's suppose, is x, y. We have to figure out the value of x, y. Okay. Now everyone, how will you figure out this? So dekho, there is just one logic that is used in these types of questions. Okay, what logic is that? The logic is this: diagonals of a parallelogram bisect each other. Bisect each other. So rectangle is also a parallelogram, right? So this is true for all parallelogram. You have studied it, right? Rectangle is also a parallelogram, guys. So that means that AB and OC will bisect each other. What does that mean though? It basically means that wherever they intersect, wherever these diagonals intersect, that point here has to be the midpoint of both of the diagonals, right? That means for both diagonals, the midpoint has to be same. Okay, so remember, diagonals of a parallelogram bisect each other. In coordinate geometry, this basically means that the midpoint of both the diagonals has to be same. Okay, so you will say that coordinates, let me write this again, or I can, let's directly write like this, okay? Midpoint coordinates of AB has to be equal to midpoint coordinates of OC. Okay, this is all that you're going to use here, and this is true for, again I repeat, every parallelogram. Okay, so now what is the midpoint of AB? You can easily figure that out. What is that, everyone? Midpoint of AB is 0, 4, 0 plus 4 divided by 2, that would be the x coordinate, and the y coordinate would be -3 plus 0 divided by 2, right? Okay. Now here, what is the coordinates of midpoint of OC? So here you will get your answers in terms of x and y, right? So 0 plus x divided by 2, comma 0 plus y divided by 2. This is what you get, everyone. Now, as I've told you, whenever you have the equality between two coordinates, then that means that x coordinate would be equal and y coordinates would be equal, right? So you would do what? You would put x coordinate of both of the sides equal. So 4 by 2 is equals to x by 2, which tells us that, okay, x is equals to 2, everyone. Okay, next. Here we'll have -3 by 2 is equals to y by 2. So that basically means that y is equals to -3, everyone. So what is the coordinate of point C? The coordinate of point C is basically 2, -3. This here is the answer, everyone. This here. Okay, understood. This is important, guys, and it's a very basic question. Okay, and the only logic is this. Okay, so with that, let's move on to this next question here. Again, a very simple question, guys, provided you know the logic. Okay, chalo. So ABCD is a rectangle formed by the given points here. You can see that the coordinates of all the points are given to you. Okay. Now P, Q, R and S are midpoints of side AB, BC, CD and DA respectively. Show that the diagonals of the quadrilateral PQRS bisect each other. So if the coordinates were not given, no, then it would have been a question of 9th grade quadrilateral chapter. You must have done this question there, right? But either coordinates of the vertices of the rectangle is given. That means this is a coordinate geometry wala question, and we'll do it using coordinate geometry wale concepts. Okay? So chaliye, let's see. So first of all, let me make a rectangle here, everyone. This here is our rectangle. Let's just name the rectangle. So the coordinate of A is -1, -1. The coordinate of B is -1, 6. The coordinate of C is 3, 6. And the coordinate of D is 3, -1. ठीक है एवरीवन. नाउ दे आर सेइंग दैट P, Q, R and S are the midpoints of AB, BC, CD and AD respectively, right? ठीक है, P, Q, R, S. ठीक है, AB, BC, CD and DA. ठीक है. Now on joining these, if you join P, Q, R and S, you get a quadrilateral. So here, let me join all of these. So here, they are saying that if you join all these 4 points, then you get what? You get a quadrilateral. We have to show that for this quadrilateral, the diagonals bisect each other. The diagonals do what? They bisect each other. So these two diagonals we have to show. These are the diagonals. RP and SQ bisect each other. ठीक है? तो सबसे पहले everyone, do you remember what diagonals bisect each other means in coordinate geometry? Diagonals bisect each other matlab that both the diagonals share the same midpoint. Both of them share the same midpoint. ठीक है? So what do you need to do? You need to show, I'll just write, to show that midpoint of PR sorry everyone is equals to midpoint of QS. ठीक है? Basically coordinates. The coordinates of midpoint of PR is equals to coordinates of midpoint of QS. That's what we mean by diagonals bisect each other in coordinate geometry. ठीक है जी? Okay, now ठीक है, you will have to figure out the midpoint of PR. ठीक है? But उसके लिए you need coordinates of P and R. So first of all, we'll figure out the coordinates of P and R, and similarly we'll figure out the coordinates of Q and S. ठीक है? So now figuring out P, Q, R and S is a piece of cake because all of these are the midpoints of the given sides, right? So let's quickly do it everyone. What would be the coordinate of P? The coordinate of P would look like this. -1 divided by 2. ठीक है? -1 divided by 2, and then here we'll have -1 plus 6 divided by 2. So basically the coordinates of P would look like this, -1, 5 by 2. ठीक है everyone? Similarly, Q is the midpoint of BC. So its coordinates would look like what? So -1 plus 3. ठीक है? So -1 plus 3 divided by 2, 6 plus 6 divided by 2. So what we'll get? We'll get here 3 minus 1, 2. 1, 6. ठीक है? Then next we have R everyone. So R is the midpoint of CD. So let's figure this out. So 3 plus 3 divided by 2. 3 plus 3 divided by 2, 6 minus 1 divided by 2. ठीक है? So this will give us what? This will give us R's coordinate as 3, 5 by 2. ठीक है? And finally, let's figure out the value of S. So S is the midpoint of AD, right? So this would be what? It would be, sorry everyone, 3 minus 1 divided by 2 and -1 divided by 2. So this would be equal to 1 over -1. 1 comma -1. ठीक है? So we have P, Q, R, S. We have the coordinates. Now all we need to do is figure out the midpoint coordinates of PR and the coordinates of midpoint of QS. ठीक है? चलो. So let's do that everyone. Okay. Coordinates of midpoint of PR. First, let's figure out for PR. ठीक है? So what would that be everyone? So this is P, this is R, right? So -1 plus 3, -1 plus 3 divided by 2, 5 by 2 plus 5 by 2 divided by 2. 5 by 2 plus 5 by 2 divided by 2. So that would come out to be what everyone? This would come out to be 3 minus 1, 2. So 1, 5 by 2. ठीक है? So basically the midpoint of PR's coordinate is this everyone. ठीक है? Now you have to figure out the midpoint coordinates of QS. ठीक है? चलो. So let's do that. Let's take another slide. QS. ठीक है? Sorry. Midpoint coordinates of QS. This is equals to what, everyone? So let's just see QS. So 1 plus 1 divided by 2, that would be 1, and 6 minus 1 divided by 2. Okay, chalo, let's see. So 1 plus 1 divided by 2 and 6 minus 1 divided by 2. So that would come out to be 1 comma 5 by 2. So we have proved that midpoint coordinates of PR is equals to the coordinates of midpoint of QS. So that means that the diagonals bisect each other. Diagonals of PQRS bisect each other. Okay, everyone? I hope you understood this. Very simple, very basic. Okay? Chaliye. So with that, let's move on to the next problem. Okay, so now let us see this question. And guys, it's a very important and interesting question. So please pay attention, okay? The ratio in which the line 3x plus y minus 9 is equals to 0 divides the line segment joining the points 1, 3 and 2, 7 is. Now, first of all, let's visualize what the question is asking, okay? So let's suppose that you have 2 points A and B here, right? Now the coordinates of A is given to you 1, 3 and the coordinates of B is also given to you as 2, 7. Cool, everyone? Okay. Now let's make the line also. So let's suppose this is your line, everyone. Okay? Okay. Now what is happening? There is another line, okay, which is intersecting AB, okay? So let's suppose this is the line. Okay, I have just drawn a rough figure here, guys. I do not know actually whether this line here, whose equation is this, looks like it, but it's intersecting AB. That's what we wanted to show, okay? So this is that line, everyone, and its equation is given as 3x plus y minus 9 is equals to 0. Right, everyone? Okay. Now, the question is asking you to figure out that this line here is intersecting this AB in what ratio? So, let's suppose that it is intersecting AB at point P. At point P, it is intersecting, right? So, what do you have to find? You have to find AP ratio PB. This is what you have to find, everyone. Okay, this is what you have to find. Now, I have already taught you that whenever you have to find a ratio, then how do you take the ratio? K ratio 1. You will always take it as K ratio 1, right? So, you have to figure out what? You have to figure out the value of K. Okay, to find K. See here. Okay. Now, how are we going to do that? I do not know the coordinates of P. Okay, so how am I going to do that? So, now, let's think. Dekho, what I am going to do is, step number 1, I am going to figure out the coordinates of P in terms of K. Okay? So, what I will suppose is, I will suppose that let the coordinates of P be x, y. Okay? Let coordinates of P be x, y. But I can use section formula to figure out the value of x and y in terms of K and 1. Right or not? Okay? So, how will I do that, everyone? I will write the ratios like this, K and 1. Okay, now I'll write the x coordinates here. So 1 and 2. Okay, so here let's cross multiply. So what we will get? We will get 2k plus 1. And in denominator, you will simply add both of these, right? So k plus 1. Okay, now similarly to figure out the coordinates of y, what you will do? You will again take k and 1 and this time you will write y coordinates in this order 3 and 7 only. Okay, you will cross multiply, everyone. What do you get? You get 7k plus 3, right? Divided by k plus 1. This is what you get. Okay, so you have figured out the coordinates of P in terms of K. Okay, acha, what you'll do? What's the next thing? Now, here's where you use common sense and here's where the visualization also helps. See, whatever the point P is, this point is also lying on this line here, right? And the equation of the line is given to you. That means what? That means that the coordinates of P, that means the value of x and y for P should satisfy this equation, right? Whatever point lies on the line, that point's coordinate should satisfy the equation of the line. We have learned that in linear equation. है ना? So I'll write it here. P lies on line with equation. What is the equation? Equation is 3x plus y minus 9 is equals to 0. So if I put x is what everyone, x coordinate for P is 2k plus 1 over k plus 1, and y coordinates for P is 7k plus 3 over k plus 1. So if I put these two values in this line here, then the equation has to be satisfied, obviously, right? So let's now do that. Okay? So chalo. Price of 2k plus 1 over k plus 1 plus y is simply 7k plus 3 over k plus 1 minus 9 is equals to 0. Right? Now, all you need to do is solve this equation for the value of k. That's it, guys. Okay? So, chaliye, let's quickly do that. Okay. So, I'll just do it here, everyone, if that's fine with you. Okay? So, simply, I'll just multiply 3 inside. So, I'll get what? 6k plus 3 plus 7k plus 3 minus 9k minus 9 is equals to 0. What I have done is I have taken the denominator k plus 1 for all the 3 terms and I just shifted that k plus 1 on the right hand side, so it became 0, right? Now let's just solve this, everyone. So what will we get? We'll get here 13k minus 9k. So that is 4k, right? Plus 336 and 6 minus 9. So we'll get this. Okay? Okay. Now finally the answer is what? K is equals to 3 over 4. K is equals to what? 3 over 4. Okay? So what is the ratio, everyone? The ratio is K ratio 1. So that would be 3 over 4 ratio 1. You can multiply both the sides with 4, right? So this will become 3 ratio 4. So what's the answer, everyone? The answer for this question is option number C. And everyone that gave the correct answer, guys, before me, pat yourself on the back. Good job. And all the people that did not understand this question, koi baat nahi. It's totally fine, guys. It's not always necessary that you get the question solution in just one go, right? You might have to go through the solution again and again. So do that. Okay, so you can go through the solution once more. Okay, chaliye. So with that, let's move on to a case-based study question that came in 2025, right? And let's see how to do this one. Okay, in a society, there is a circular park having 2 gates. So you can see that this here is a circular park and A and B are the 2 gates, everyone. Okay, now the gates are placed at points A, 10, 20. So let me write the coordinates of A. It is 10, 20 and B 50, 50, 50. Okay, everyone. Now, as shown in the figure here, 2 fountains are installed at points P and Q respectively on AB such that AP is equals to PQ is equals to QB. That means this AP's length is equals to this PQ's length is equals to this QB's length. Okay, they have given this. Okay, C is the center of the circle, you can see. Now, this is the information that is given. Now, you have to do what? You have to answer questions based on this information. So, first we had to figure out the coordinates of the center C. So, to figure, what will you do to figure out the coordinates of center C? Like, it's very easy. Think about it. AB is the radius, right? If AB is the radius, then that means that the C here is the midpoint of AB. C is cutting AB into equal halves. So, C is what? C is the midpoint. Right, so to figure out the coordinates of C, all you need to do is figure out the midpoint of line segment AB. That's it. Okay, so what would that be? 10 plus 50 divided by 2, comma 20 plus 50 divided by 2. Right, everyone? So that would come out to be what? That would come out to be C 30, 35. So the coordinates of CR 30, 35. ठीक है? Okay. Now let's move on to this question here. You have to figure out the radius of the circular path. Now you already know that center C's coordinates are 30, 35. So instead of figuring out AB and dividing it by 2, you can just figure out AC because AC would be the radius clearly, right? So let's just figure out AC. So AC would be what, everyone? Under root of x2 minus x1. So 30 minus 10 whole square plus y2 minus y1. So 35 minus 20 whole square. Right? So this will come out to be what? Under root of 20 square is 400, everyone. And here 35 minus 20 is 15. 15 whole square is 225. Right? So now here we'll get what? 625's under root. Okay, so that is equals to 25. And let's just see the units. Let me write units only. Okay, we'll check afterwards. So 25 units is the answer. I think this was very simple. The calculation also was very simple. Okay, so 25 units is the radius. Chaliye, ab let's move on to the 2 marker questions and let's see what they are asking. First of all, the third question is asking us to figure out the coordinates of the point P. Okay, let's go back and see what is point P. So this is point P and they are asking you to figure out the coordinates of point P. Now, how will you do that? So for that, we will use this information here, everyone. AP is equals to PQ is equals to QB. What does that mean, everyone? Let's understand here. Dekho, I have a line segment here. Okay? This is A 10, 20. This is B 50, 50. And here we have point P. Right? Now, if only I knew AP ratio PB, I would easily be able to figure out the coordinates of P, right? So, uske liye, think about it. This entire line segment has been divided into 3 equal parts by points P and Q, right? So, these 3 are equal parts. So, can you not say that AP ratio PB is equals to 1:2? Because, think about it, out of 3 parts, AP is 1 part and PB is 2 parts, right? So, 1:2. Okay, now, you know the ratios, right? So you will write the ratio here 1 and 2 like this, and then you will write the coordinate x coordinates. So 10 and 50, and you will simply cross multiply. So what you will get? 50 plus 20 divided by 3. So 70 by 3, right? So I'll write here x coordinate is 70 by 3, everyone. Okay? Okay, similarly, I'll write 1 and 2, the ratios again, and I'll write the y coordinates 20 and 50 here. This is 50 peoples. Okay, okay, and again, I'll cross multiply. Okay, so what I'll get, again, this is all right, 20, okay, yeah, so I'll get 50 plus 40 divided by 2 plus 1, that is 3. Okay, okay. Then I 70. Okay. So here what we'll get? 90 by 3. 90 by 3. So this is the coordinates of point P. Okay. Now what they are asking you? They are asking you in the second part to find the distance of the fountain at Q from gate A. So you have, the case study told you that at P and point Q there were fountains, right? So they are asking you to figure out the distance of point Q from A. Now, to figure out this distance, what do you need, everyone? Dekho, there are multiple ways of doing this question. One way of doing this question is thinking like this, ki theek hai bhai, AP and PQ are equal. They have given it, AP and PQ are equal. So if I just figure out AP and do twice of it, it would be equal to AQ. That's one way. Second way is to figure out the coordinates of Q. And how can you figure out the coordinates of Q? Same logic, everyone. AQ by QB would be 2:1 because AQ is 2 equal parts and QB is 1 part. Okay, so by using the ratio 2:1, you can figure out the coordinates of Q and then you can figure out AQ. Okay, but in the second method that I just said, you will need more calculation. So let's go with the first method, where what we'll do, we'll think of AQ as twice of AP. Because I know the coordinates of P and A both, I can figure out the distance really fast. Okay, so that would be what? Twice of under root of. Now let me write the coordinates of P here. 70 by 3, 90 by 3. This is all right. Okay. So what this would be, everyone? So 70 by 3 minus 10. Okay. So 40 by 3 whole square plus 90 by 3 minus 20. So 30 by 3 whole square. That is 10 only. Okay. So this will come out to be what? 20 over 1600 plus 900 over 9. Okay. So this would come out to be what? Twice of, now this 9 comes out as 3, and then 1600 plus 900 is 2500, and 2500 is basically 50 square. So 50. Okay. So 100 by 3 is the answer. 100 by 3 units. So this is the distance AQ, everyone. Okay. Twice of AP is AQ. Okay. Simple hai. Chaliye ji. Let's see. Okay. So that's it, I think. That's it, guys. We are done. I think this was very simple, very easy question. है ना? ठीक है? चलिए. So yes, with that, let's move on and discuss this question here. The midpoints of the sides of a triangle are 3, 4, 4, 6 and 5, 7. Find the coordinates of the vertices of the triangle. So it's quite an interesting problem, everyone. You have been given a triangle, but sadly for this triangle, what is not given? The vertices coordinates are not given. In fact, the sides midpoints coordinates are given, right? So let's suppose this is P, this is Q, and this is R, everyone. So the coordinates of P, Q and R are given, right? So let's write down these. So here this is 3, 4. Here Q we can write as 4, 6. And finally R as 5, 7. So always, guys, in coordinate geometry, if you are feeling confused, draw the diagram. It will be very helpful for you. Okay? Chaliye. Now, let's start. We have to figure out the vertices of the triangle's coordinates. Matlab, we have to figure out A, B and C's coordinates. Okay? So how will we do that? So first of all, let's just suppose that the coordinates of A are x1, y1. Coordinates of B are x2, y2, and coordinates of C are x3, y3. Okay? We have supposed this. Now let's use midpoint formula in AB first of all, guys. So if I use midpoint formula in AB, I can say that okay, x1, x2 divided by 2, y1 plus y2 divided by 2. This should be what? This should be the coordinate of P, right? Because P is the midpoint of AB. So this should be the coordinate of P, but sorry people, I already know that coordinates of P are 3, 4. From here, what do you get? You get x coordinate as 3 and this part here as 4, right? So you can directly say that, okay, x1 plus x2 is equals to 6, everyone, and y1 plus y2 is equals to 8, everyone. Okay? Now you can do the same thing for all of the 3 sides. So let's start with BC, everyone. So for B, when I use midpoint formula for BC, I'll get the coordinates of Q. Okay? So I'm directly writing, everyone, x2 plus x3 must wait. What happened? Wait. Yeah. So x2 plus x3 would be equals to what? It would be equals to 8. Okay? And similarly, y2 plus y3 would be equals to what, everyone? It would be equals to 12. Okay? Now, similarly, x3 plus x1 would be equals to what? It would be equals to 10. And y2 plus y3 plus y1. y3 plus y1 would be equals to what? It would be equals to 14. Okay, so I have written down all of these linear equations in 2 variables. First of all is I will solve these 2 equations. Okay? Now in these, see ki in both of these equations the variable x2 is what? It's common, right? So I can get rid of x2. How? I can just subtract one equation from another. Okay? So from here I can directly write that okay, x1 plus x2 minus x3, okay, would give me what? It would give me x1 minus x3 is equals to minus 2. So I've just subtracted both the equations. What I've done, I have subtracted both equations. Okay, understood, everyone? Now you can do the same thing for these 2 equations as well. Same thing, guys, same thing. Okay? So again, y1 plus y2 minus y3. So y2 gets cancelled, only y1 and y3 will remain. So what we'll have y1 minus y3 is equals to minus of 4. ठीक है, अब for this here, let's see these two here. See everyone, now both of these have the same variables x1 and x3. So can you not solve both these equations? You can, right? You'll simply have to do what? You'll simply have to add both these equations and x3 will get cancelled and you'll get the value of x1. How cool is that, right? So chalo, let's solve both of these. So again, we are doing what? We are adding both the equations. Okay? So if you add both these equations, x3 gets cancelled, you will have twice of x1 is equals to 10 minus 2, which is 8, everyone. From here, you get the value of x1 as 4. x1 comes out to be 4, everyone. I'll write it here. If x1 comes out to be 4, can you not figure out the value of x2? How can you do that? You can plug x1 here in the first equation and you'll get the value of x2, right? If I plug x1 here as 4, what would be the value of x2? 6 minus 4, that is 2. Now finally, what would be the value of x3? So again, you can plug x1 in any of these equations and get x3. So I plug 4 here. So, 6. x3 comes out to be 6. Okay? And you can check also. See, 4 plus 2, 6. 6 plus 4 plus 2, 6. Then 6 plus 2, 8. And finally 4 plus 6, 10. Okay? So you can check also that you got the correct answer. Now similarly, I can get the values of, y's also. Okay? So let's do that, everyone. Okay. So here again what I'll do, I will simply see y3 plus y1 and y1 minus y3. So both of these have the same variables y1 and y3. So I am simply going to add both of these. I'm simply going to add. Okay? So if I add both of these, what do I get? y3 gets cancelled. Twice of y1 comes out to be 10. Twice of y1 comes out to be 10. So from here, y1 is equals to 5. Okay? So y1 has come out to be 5. Now you can figure out all of the other variables here easily. So here 5, let's just put 5 here. So if I put 5 here, y2 comes out to be 3. Okay? And finally, if I put y1 here as 5, then y3 comes out to be 9. And you can check 5 plus 3, 8. Okay? 9 plus 3, 12. And finally 9 plus 5, 14. So now you have the coordinates of A, B and C. Why? See, you have the values of all the x's and all the y's, right? So I can say that, okay, the coordinates of A are x1 comma y1, so 4 comma 5. The coordinates of B are x2 comma y2, so 2 comma 3. And finally the coordinates of C are 6 comma 9. That's it, guys. See, this was a complicated question, but not of coordinate geometry. Coordinate geometry wala part was easy, right? You could obviously understand that we have to use midpoint formula. The main complicated part was solving these equations. No worries, guys. Remember, you will use the concept of pair of linear equations in two variables, which you have already studied, and solve two equations to get another equation, and then solve the equation that you got with the third equation, and you'll get, one variable, and then you can get all the variables. That's it. Okay, so this here was the main part. I hope you understood this. With that, let's move on to your homework, everyone. So yes, this is your homework. I want the answers in the comment box, guys. Show me that you are actually practicing. Show me that you are actually listening to these lectures with full concentration. Okay, so please answer in the comment box. And with that, guys, we are done for the day. Okay? So yes, I hope that after listening to this entire lecture, every concept of coordinate geometry is crystal clear to you, and all the different varieties of problems that can come from this chapter, they are also crystal clear to you. Okay? So yes, with that, guys, we'll meet again in the next session with the one shot of a very important chapter. So till then, stay tuned and take care of yourself. Bye-bye.